Are you learning number 12 Andantino in Suzuki Cello Book 1? Then this is the video for you. Hi, my name is Liz from Cellomoji.com, and I give you tips and tricks so that you can learn all of your favorite songs on the cello. So this song is part of my slow play series where I play through the song nice and slow so that you can hear all of the pitches and the rhythms and how it fits together with the accompaniment. I am purposely playing through this song at quarter note equals 66. So keep in mind this is not the final tempo, so when you are ready to perform this song, make sure that you are increasing the tempo to the right speed. Make sure you work with a metronome so that you can keep steady all the way throughout the song. Even when you're working at a slow speed, it's helpful to have the metronome going on in the background so that you can stay steady. And then when you increase the speed, it'll be helpful to have that there so that way you can make sure you are at the same tempo all the way throughout the song. The time signature here can be very interesting if you haven't seen it before. First off, there is the C that's written there instead of some numbers, and C here stands for common time, which is 4/4, which usually means 4 quarter notes in a measure. However, you notice that this C has a slash mark running right down through it. And if you kind of look at it, it looks like it's almost cutting it right in half. So another way to call this time signature is cut time. And cut time is 2/2. So if you remember, the top number means the number of beats in the measure, which here it's 2. And then the bottom number will mean what type of beat it is you're counting. So in this case, it will be 2 half notes in a measure. Yes, I know this can be a little bit confusing because it is kind of like 4/4, right? If there's 2 half notes in a measure, that also means there are 4 quarter notes still in a measure. However, the feel of 2/2 versus 4/4 is a little bit different. Cut time also for conductors are a little bit different. They'll do more of a 1-2 sweeping motion rather than a 1-2-3-4. So it is important just to understand what you're looking at in the time signature and understand that eventually you want to feel it in big beats of 2 rather than feeling 1-2-3-4. Obviously at this slow speed, you're probably more likely to feel this in 4 rather than in 2. But hopefully by the time you are speeding it up to its final speed, you will actually feel the song more in 2 rather than in 4. The key signature has 1 sharp, which is F sharp, so that is the key of G major, so be sure you're reviewing your 1 octave G major scale. If you're not sure or you don't quite remember how to play the G major scale, you can check out my video where I talk about all the scales you can play in first position. I'll link that up above and down below in the description. So this is another song where we're exploring notes on the G string and C string. So it'll be really important for you to really pay attention to the contact that your bow has with the string. You really don't want to go for too much surfacey bowing, and you want to really feel like you're sinking into the string. If you're not quite sure what a good sound will sound like when you are properly in the string on the G string and C string, try plucking through all of the notes. You should hear a nice resonant sound when you are plucking through, and then you can use your bow to try to imitate that same sound. Another thing that will be important to note is the articulation that is put on the notes. If you notice, the notes all have dots on them, so they'll be super short except at measure 9 through 12. So here it's a nice little contrast of being nice, long, and smooth bows from measures 9 through 12, and then to contrast that with the other notes, which are going to be nice and short. This song is really similar to the previous songs, and actually usually I teach these 3 songs as a set, so Long Long Ago, Allegretto, and Andantino, because they are so similar. So make sure you are really keeping track of the notes and pitches and you're not confusing one with the other. The rhythms in this song are similar to the other ones. You can find eighth notes, quarter notes, and half notes. So be sure that you're planning your bow accordingly, especially in the sections that you want to be a little bit smoother from measure 9 through 12. Make sure you're paying attention to how you're using your bow and how much bow you actually need to make that connection. In measure 12, there is a ritardando, which means to slow down, but just to keep things simple, I opted to not slow down. But remember, when it's in its final state and you're ready to perform this, you have to put in a little bit of a slowdown. In measure 13, the words a tempo will mean that you return back to the original tempo you started at. So that is referring to the fact that they're acknowledging the fact that you're going to slow down with the ritardando, and then in measure 13, you're going to return back to your original tempo. But obviously here in this case, since I'm not slowing down, I'm just trying to stay steady all the way through. In measure 15, there are some slash marks that are there, and some people call them railroad tracks, and some people call them various other terms. The formal term is called caesura, which means to stop. So there's basically a break in the sound before you move on to the next note. So the fermata that's in this song is definitely up for a lot of debate. Different teachers will say the fermata should mean that you hold the note extra long, and sometimes it means the fermata is over the bar line, so that means that there should actually be a long break. For purposes of this video and just to practice using your bow, I opted to put the fermata over the note. So I am going to be holding the fermata for 3 beats before I go on. But I challenge you to practice the fermata in both places. 1 on the long note, or 2, put it over the bar line so that there's a long break. It's good practice, especially for bow control, to be able to stop or to be able to hold a note super long and to have that choice and the ability to choose. So remember, I'll be going through this fairly slowly, but that'll actually give me more opportunity to pay attention to how I'm playing the notes, how short they're going to be, or how connected they're going to be. All right, here we go. Number 12, Andantino from Suzuki Cello Book 1. If there are any questions that I haven't answered in this video, be sure to leave them in the comments below. Give me a thumbs up if you're a fan of this slow play series, and be sure to leave in the comments below if there are some other songs that you would like to see. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!